What's going on, Max? How you doing, man? Welcome in, welcome in. What's going on, Zeke? How you doing, man? Hope you're well today. Good stuff. That's what we like to hear. I am glad that you're well. So we did get 80 attack, by the way, guys. And now we're on to working on defense. We also got 79 hit points today as well. This morning. So we're closing on that 100 combat now. Should also get a defense level very soon. Nice, I'm pondering between magic and fishing / cooking as today's to-do list. What's your magic level right now? What are you aiming for in regards to fishing and cooking? Are you planning on working towards sharks, or what's got you working on them? Alright, so you're just starting out then. Really, if you've got the money, I would probably recommend starting on magic so you get your teleports. Because your teleports are going to be super important. Not only for now, but in the near future with members coming out, you're going to want to move around the map a little bit more. And obviously Camelot teleport gets you in the heart of members, and it's level 45, so... Then Ardoin's 51, Watchtower's 58, so they're pretty high levels for the members teleports too. Otherwise you're going to be walking a lot to get into members areas, which is not great. Walking from like Falador to Camelot will take you a good while because run energy depletes really fast as well. So it'd be a lot of walking scape. Why am I dropping these when I should probably just teleport out? It's pointless. I can't even hold them. Stupid. Just drop the cosmics for now. You just wanted me to go try magic? Yeah, I think it's going to be a major need, to be honest. I didn't really think about it, but as it stands right now, and literally I've only just thought about it, I think looking at the teleports, the only teleport you've really got is teleport to Falador and then walk to the members areas. Whereas if you've got Camelot, and you can teleport into members, but yeah, I mean, looking at them teleports, it's not really great, is it, in terms of getting to members areas? Yeah. No, it's all good. That's what I'd recommend anyway, is train magic, because to get to the new areas, you're going to need it to teleport around. Otherwise, it's going to be an awful lot of walking, especially if you need to go back and forth. Because you're probably going to have to come back to Varrock to sell items that you get in members. So then it's going to be a case of needing minimum you're probably going to need is 37 anyway, because you're going to want to teleport to Varrock and then probably to Falador to then walk through Tavali to get to the members areas. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I've literally only just thought about that and I didn't realise how limited we are on teleports. It's kind of worrying actually. Because you're really going to need this teleport to teleport here and then walk obviously through there over towards Tavali to get to Camelot. 30 to 45 magic striking Moss Giants, what you reckon? Might do it now. I'd probably suggest that, yeah. Or you could do lesser demons. Maybe lesser demons. You could work it out on a DPS calculator, Max. I can link you one if you want. You could go here. Go there, type in your gear that you've got. Obviously, what spell you're using. And then calculate between Moss Giants and Lesser Demons to see which one. But I believe they're negative. Lesser Demons are for magic defense. So it should be better to do Lesser Demons, I think. And you have a chance at a Rune med as well. So I'd probably say Lesser Demons. Watching someone kill Moss Giants as I kill Moss Giants. What's going on? Arrow, how you doing, man? Wait, did you change your name? I feel like you've changed your name. I feel like I recognise the avatar, but not the name. I feel like you were Silo. I might be wrong, though. I thought you did. Makes sense. I'm recognizing people by avatars already. It's not the same in 04 Max, I can tell you that much. I can tell you that it hasn't. The elemental weaknesses was an old school change. So that's definitely not going to benefit. It just depends on what one's better. I'm going to guess that Lesser Demons are better anyway, because they have negative magic defense. But yeah, I think if you don't have any magic levels right now, you're going to need them. What's going on, Costin? How you doing, man? Yeah, it is pretty good, Arrow. You just need to kind of ignore the elemental weaknesses and weaknesses to stuff, because a lot of it doesn't apply to 2004. Anything else you can use it for, though. Obviously, it's good to check if a strength ammy is better for you, or a power ammy, things like that. So it's good to have. Not yet. We are 96. We hit 80 attack and 79 hit points today already this morning, but now we've got some defense levels to get. It's going to take us a while to get 100 combat, I think. A couple days at least. Because I'm only getting like 30k XP per hour in defense. So each level's taking like approximately 2.5 hours from the early levels, and then it starts to take like 3 to 4 hours per level later on. If I did hit 100 combat, I would definitely be doing something else, because I'm sick of seeing Moss Giants. What's the play when they release members? It depends what your level is, I suppose, Tom. if you're a high-end player, you'll have a different game plan to someone who has. Obviously, yeah, it just depends on levels and what stats you've got as to what you're going to do. My plan is to do Lost City, get a Dragon Long and go to Blue Dragons, and then kill Blue Dragons, craft Van Braces and out them. That's my plan anyway. Yeah, pretty much. Carson's pretty much summed that up real quick. Chaos Druids will be pretty good. They'll be absolutely packed though, I think. So the play might be to get the thieving level to get into the Chaos Druid Tower. I can't remember the play. I can't remember the level off the top of my head. It might be 46. But that might be the play. Because I think there's a quest that lets you get in the tower. Or something along them lines. Because Chaos Druids down in Edgeville are going to be super packed. That's all I know. You were right, according to the Calc Power Amulet, it would be better. Yeah, I had to swap mine out. I didn't realise it was. But for a couple of my early levels, the Strength Amulet was better. So you just have to keep checking every so many levels or each level you get, because it can change based on your max hits, I think. I hate having to juggle the lobsters, man. It's so annoying. I'm gonna alk that anyway. Yeah, it's not always best in slot. It depends on if you gain a max hit, I believe, or 2 max hits from it. It just depends. If you're lazy, you don't have to switch it out. It's still it's minuscule in terms of damage anyway. There's not a 2004 calc, no. If you use this one though, you just have to ignore things like elemental weaknesses and stuff like that. But yeah, I believe it's like minuscule anyway. If you look at the actual calculator itself, I don't know if I can show it on the stream. I might be able to. I think I might be able to. I don't know how much of this shows on the stream. Let me check. Yeah, so you can see from... What have I put in here? Yeah, that's right. So, unpotted, the Strength Amulet is still better, but with me being potted anyway, if I click the Strength Potion, oh, hang on. There we go. So yeah, the first option I've got is the Power Amulet in the first slot. Loadout 2 has the Power Amulet, and Loadout 3 has the Strength Amulet. Wait, no. Yeah, that is right. Yeah, that is right. Power Amulet's better, basically. I thought I was going to come back to a Genie then. But yeah, it's literally minuscule anyway. It's like 0.2. But obviously, yeah, if you're killing 10,000 Moss Giants, that 0.2 adds up, I suppose. But in general, if you can have the best in slot, you might as well just put the best in slot on, right? Yeah, I was paying 750 each for mine. I was never paying 1,000. And you can also buy, you could just buy the limps and the spider eggs for less than 1,000 anyway. So people are just dumb to be paying 1,000. I didn't mind paying 750 each though, just the convenience of not having to go and do it, because I'm pretty limited on time to be getting these levels in. How many quest points are all the free-to-play quests except Dragon Slayer? Do you need to do them all before Dragon Slayer? I don't believe so. I think you need 32 points, but once completed, I believe you get... Where'd you check? Where the hell is it? Wait, oh, there it is. 39. You're forgetting where it is. So yeah, you need 32, but it gives you 39 once you've done Dragon Slayer, so I think you don't need to do them all. It's probably an optimal route of not having to do them all. Just do the ones that give the most. Yeah, fair enough. I'm shitting out limps, so it's like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you've already got limps from doing hill giants, then you can just go and get an inventory of eggs pretty quick whilst AFKing spiders if you wanted to. So yeah, you could stack red spider eggs whilst training at the same time. If you really wanted to, down at deadly red spiders. Probably also pretty good cash as well. I don't actually know what the best cash is in the game right now. If you're just only going for cash, does anybody know? Like if you was just solely going for cash and didn't care about XP, is it running air runes or something? What's going on, Garlic? How we doing? I mean, yeah, if you had the level of mining rune, of course, it's probably something like that, but I don't know if, like, something with no requirements or minimal requirements, I don't know what the best cash would be. I think mining rune's a little bit steep. I did see the coal price went down, though, so ain't mining rune essence probably better than coal mining per hour at this point, or not? Just tried my first moss giant trip with salmon, didn't last too long. Yeah, I mean, what's your defense right now? It doesn't really get decent till about 60 defense, I'd say. Anything less than 60, you will be banking pretty often. Body defense, yeah. Are you using the rune chain as well, or are you using the plate? Because I know coal dropped in price, so I don't know if that actually is better than rune essence right now in terms of money per hour. Yeah, that's also a thing. I don't know how many essence you can run per hour either at 10 times. Yeah, got the chain. Don't think the plate is worth getting anytime soon, to be honest. Yeah, you won't be killing dragons on release, will you? So you'll probably be at fire giants, maybe. So you're probably right there. I should have bought the chain a long time ago, but I didn't, and there's no point me buying it now. I should have bought it when I was going for base 80s, but I didn't. I didn't see the point because I was just going to lose money on it. Although these are hitting me as 6 pretty often, I probably should have just got the chain. Since I'm going to be here for another 10 levels. Meh. is what it is. I have noticed though, like with me being fully potted, I'm able to now pretty much kill all 3 moss giants and then have to wait for the first one to respawn again. Want to buy body talismans? I have 150 of them. I don't think there'd be a need to buy them, to be honest. Unless I was collecting, but... How are we doing, Paolo? How are we doing? Are you back at the U-logs again? Yeah, I don't think I need them. Somebody would definitely buy them though, because I'm pretty sure someone was collecting talismans a while back. I don't know if they're still playing, but how would you have 150 of them anyway? When tiaras come out, it's good XP. Yeah, I don't know when tiaras come out, so I don't know how long you'd have to hold them in a bank slot. But I mean, we're getting 240 slots soon, so potentially it could be worth keeping them until tiaras are able to be made, and then you could just sell them later on for more money. Can I grab those oak logs soon? Yeah, garlic. 48 will do. You meet me at 48 will do. We can do the trade there. If you bring your full cash stack, it won't cost you anything at all. Well, good mate. Actually been doing willows today. Stocking up fletching. I'm going to do some fly fishing. Aim for top 500 by the end of today. What rank are you right now? Yeah, the members bank size is 240 slots, I believe. Or 206. No, 240. 240. Which will feel like a massive upgrade, to be honest, because we can only hold 60 right now. So it'll feel like you've literally got unlimited bank slots. Rank 617. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, it's rough at the moment. Super rough. You can't really hold items that you'd want to hold until members because you just don't have the space for it. Runes and things like that are taking up a lot of slots right now. Tried this earlier, but I think 2004 is probably a bit too far back for me. So many simple qual missing. Yeah, it's not for. It won't be for everyone. It won't be for everyone. Maybe it would be worth coming back once they reach 2005, late 2005 or something. Maybe giving it another try. A lot of the quality of life stuff, I'm guessing you're talking like Make X, that comes out relatively soon. But if you're talking about like middle mouse movement for camera and things like that, that doesn't come for a long time. I think that's like 2013. Or 2011. Maybe 2011. Testing out fishing lobsters, teleport Valley, cook on Valley range, bank, water, ports a room, back to Crandor. Potential. Cooking, like the whole lobster thing in free to play though is like super long. Like anyone who's been able to fish like over 1,000 lobsters, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of hours. In between this and top main game, fun contrast. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much like at two ends of the scale there, aren't you? It's more AFK on the side. But I want some lobbies for members day one, so I don't want to wait till Cafe B and don't want to buy them. Fair. Yeah, if you've got time to AFK, then yeah. It'll be pretty chill, I suppose. Because you'll be doing a lot of walkscape, so. Can we hear your thoughts on PVM locations and best moneymakers pay to play? I'll have to think about that. Obviously, the main moneymaker that I plan to do is the Blue Dragons. They'll be a good moneymaker. Green Dragons, I don't know about Green Dragons being a viable method anymore because I didn't realise they're only in 38 Wilder. It'll be based off skills, really. I mean, PVM locations, you've obviously got Fire Giants, but a lot of the players are going to be at a similar level, so it's probably going to be packed. I think you've got to think a little bit outside the box and probably look at drop rates and look at what monsters were in 2004. I mean, yeah, that's what's going to be going on, isn't it? DRGN. Welcome, by the way. Yeah, simple stuff like make X, etc. It's just too raw for me right now. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, it's not going to be for everyone, right? Don't get me wrong. It is a pretty bare bones experience right now, but it was literally what it was like in 2004. A Fire Giants like Moss Giants, whoever deals the most damage gets the drop. Yeah, but I believe they're not in multi. In the waterfall area, if I remember rightly. And they're only in the waterfall area from what I remember. So I'm pretty sure there's only one place to kill Fire Giants. Man, old school feels like a different game these days. The thing I loved about 2004 to 2006 was you were a part of something bigger. You were the cog in the chain to the main character as far as PvP. I mean, yeah. I don't know if you guys watched Mudkip's video, but he was literally just mining coal in the last video. But he spoke about how much, for example, noted coal comes in the game from Zulra and all sorts of different monsters that drop 200, 300 coal at a time. Whereas, as you've just said, cog in the chain, you know that someone's had to mine that coal because nothing's really dropping it apart from Moss Giants. But they drop it like super rare to the point that it's not worth really collecting. Mystical. Haven't seen him for a while. So yeah, probably best to keep training range. You're probably right. But yeah, obviously, like, as I was saying, certain monsters that drop items, obviously the drop rates of coal here was super balanced because it drops 1 and it's not noted. I feel like you've got to look at the whole of the drop tables in 2004. There wasn't a lot of drop tables that had noted items as opposed to now. Think how many drop tables in old school have noted items, and I think that's a real issue because you can camp there for far too long as well. But you know that whatever item you buy is probably being gathered by another player. It hasn't been farmed off a boss, and it hasn't been dropped like 100 times over as a noted form. So you know if you buy 10,000 coal off somebody, it hasn't been dropped off doing 1,000 Zulra kills, for example. I only really played old school when it was not too dissimilar from 2004. There was some qual missing, but overall not too much transition. Yeah, I mean, now they're two different games, right? Is ranging mosses at 40 decent? I think it's okay. I think I went to mosses at 40 and went to lesser demons at 45 because mosses were packed, and that was like early on too. So when you buy 1k coal, it's not even mostly from moss giants. Exactly, yeah. So if you buy 1k coal, you know that at least 920 of that is probably from somebody mining it, and you might have 60 in the bank from killing moss giants if he's picked it up or not. It's worse drops, Zoxin. Really bad drops. They're like, when they buffed them, that was like late on in 07. $71 now, hoping to get 80, 182-ish. Yeah, 80 range is huge, by the way, if you can get 80 range. You get the community too. You get a response in a room of people in this version. Yeah, I mean, everyone's looking at the screen, right? There's a 90-second hop timer, not 20 minutes. What's going on, Gods? How you doing, man? Only good loot tables is like God Wars. Shit drops with big ones in between, not constant noted stuff. Yeah, I mean, probably the only balanced drop table right now in old school is the God Wars drop tables, because they're still pretty much the same drop tables they've always been. And look how balanced they were. You used to get like the odd, obviously high value drop, but the rest of it was pretty shit. You wouldn't, if you did a load of Bandos kills, you'd probably come away with like 300k, 400k maybe tops. But if you didn't get a big drop, whereas if you do a load of kills at Zora in a day, you'd probably come out with like 4 to 6 mil. Like, there's a big difference. And Zora's basically classed as a harder boss than Crandor. But the drop table's completely different in the scale of things. Getting smashed out 66 magic before members, nothing too crazy. I feel, yeah. I mean, I was literally just talking to the guys a minute ago about teleports and getting around the map. Anyone who's like starting on day one of release, because I know a lot of people have waited and don't want to play free to play, I think they should have started free to play and got cash to do magic, because getting to places in members is going to be really, really, really annoying, because there's not a lot of teleports at all. Like, to get to Camelot, you're going to have to walk all the way through Tavali, over the mountain and everything. It's going to be super frustrating. $66 lets you enter the Mage Guild. If you get God War pets on rate, you get decent supplies, but that's 5k kills. Zora drops that in a few hours. Yeah, literally. My prediction is Jerks hold off on stopping this server until late 2025, early 2026, and then try and release it via Xanaris. Demand is too strong for them not to do it. Yeah, I can't see them stopping the server immediately anyway. There's far too many of these private servers that last too long, and they're not classing this as a private server because it's a non-profit preservation project, and they're not trying to like feed off as many people as they can. Like, the current private servers that are out there right now are spamming new items and mystery boxes and everything to try and claim as much money as they can from the people who are playing, whereas this is just not trying to do that. There's nowhere that says please donate. Like, there's nothing at all. Essence 100 GP here when members come, the miners at Varrock said. I feel like what's happening right now is a lot of people are holding Rune Essence, and they're all going to try selling them at the exact same time when members comes out. And there's going to be that many in circulation that the price is probably going to be lower than what it is now. Just my input on it. If you hold them past members release, probably for a month or maybe a little bit longer than that, you'll get a better price. But I feel like everyone's going to try and sell them for the first week of members, and they're going to come crashing down in price. It's my input, but I might be wrong. But that's the way I'm seeing it. The dual ring has one option, no games neck, glory. Yeah, I mean the dual arena only, I mean the dual ring only takes you to dual arena, right? There'd be way more nature crafters and talismans. That's also a thing, yeah. I mean, talismans will be super rare because they come off the drop table. So no one's going to be able to be farming natures instantly either. So there's going to be a bottleneck of talismans. Which means if you're the first one to get a talisman, you can probably get a lot of runecrafting XP from runners alone. But I think they drop at like a 2% rate or a 3% rate on the rare drop table, so they will come into the game, but I think it'll be pretty rare to find like nature crafters all the time. Not everyone's gonna be able to be doing natures day one. You're probably gonna be able to sell like the nature talisman for like a mil day one. I don't know who I was talking about yesterday about the bone burying, but I've had about 4 genies today already. And it's every time I bury a bone. Overall, I'm thrilled this version of the game is out and there's a decent community behind it. I always thought the early version of the game, 2005, 2006, was the best time. Yeah, I mean, it was simpler times for starters, but the game was also simpler back then. The lore altar isn't out yet. It doesn't come with this version. It comes a little bit later in the next update, I think it is. So there won't be any lore rune crafting in members. I've been getting spammed with shades. I get quite a few shades, but I've been getting a lot of genies over the course of like the last 3 days. It's grindy, not sweaty, and I love it. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be running a spec ult or... You know what I mean? You have to put the time in and the effort in and the hours in, but you don't have to be running 4 accounts to keep up. There is not a shortcut to blue dragons. There's not a shortcut. Yeah, you got a genie from burying a bone, right? As you were saying, you were getting them from burying bones. Literally, yeah. I've been getting so many the past couple of days. It's all I've been doing. I've been putting them on rune crafting, and I was on 83k rune crafting XP, and I'm now on 89k rune crafting XP just from genies alone. I'm nearly at 49 rune crafting, and I've not even been to the altar since I was about 42 rune crafting. I mean, the issue with blue dragons is just going to be the walk in between. But if you bury the bones and just keep the hides, it shouldn't be too bad. I would recommend just burying the dragon bones though, depending on price, of course, and just keeping the hides. But I can't see many people buying dragon bones instantly, because you also can't use them on an altar. So... And a lot of people have already got a pretty high prayer level from big bones alone. Like, I won't go out my way to buy dragon bones to get any sort of prayer levels. And a lot of people are in the same boat if they're a higher level that have got cash. They won't be buying dragon bones, so you'd be better off just burying them all and keeping the hides. And then if you get like 27, 26 hides a trip, it'll work out as decent cash, I think. But yeah, greens won't be viable because you'll be getting ragged by PKs all the time. They won't be worth it. Is there a reason to go past 43/52 prayer for other than total level? Just for a higher prayer level, I suppose. Doesn't run out as fast. Just depends what kind of account you're going for, I suppose. I would just keep getting the prayer up passively as you go in. Whatever monster you're killing, just bury the bones. Big bones, dragon bones, whatever. You can make the money from the other drops. Just kind of ignore the bones, I'd say. Because I don't think a lot of people will be buying bones day one, week one. And yeah, you get more prayer points from the pot, so it kind of works out more efficient to have higher prayer. So apparently, Supreme, when we worked out yesterday, somebody logged into a local server, downloaded the source code, and if you get yourself a nightshade, which spawns outside, I think it's the plant or something, you can actually enter the cave again. After you've completed the quest. But it actually works out faster, I believe, to not worry about using that teleport and just walk back and forth, like here. Obviously, you have to... You teleport somewhere out here, don't you? So you'd have to walk all the way around here and then through here, where in actual fact you're probably better off just walking out of the cave and back through. It probably doesn't save that much time being able to teleport. Because there's also not a shortcut into Yanil, I don't think, in 2004 from the Watchtower teleport. So you'd have to walk the long way around. Someone was saying. I haven't tested this method, it was just what someone was saying. So you'd have to walk the long way around. So in actual fact, it doesn't matter. You could just go back and forth via walking. Do you know how to get vials? There's a shop that sells I think it's in Ardi, sells 500 empty vials and you have to fill them up with water. There's also Karamja that sells the 50 vials filled, but no real close bank. So I think the best method is buying them in Ardi and then filling them. 800 in Tavali. Is that confirmed in 2004? If so, that's another method of them coming in, but yeah. They're going to be the bottleneck either way. And getting 45 Herblore will be a lot. It'll be a good moneymaker though, buying vials and then filling them and selling them. That'll be a good moneymaker day one without having any requirements really. Apart from some starter cash that you could probably get from Rune Essence. Am I going crazy? Is there no way to zoom out in this game? Yeah, there's no way to zoom out. You have to stay the same screen the whole time. The issue with bowstrings is that when you pick a flax plant, the flax plant actually disappears instantly and you don't get any extra flax. So there's going to be a lot of people fighting for the plants. Because they kind of spawn like how onions spawn, where you click them and then the onion disappears and then the onion comes back. There we go, 71 defense. But yeah, you can't get multiple from it. So that's also pretty bummy. Yeah, Supreme, that a lot of people did say glass blowing, but it's a lot of hassle to get the buckets as well, because obviously you have to get buckets of sand. So how do you get the buckets for the buckets of sand? Where do you buy the buckets from? Because a lot of places don't have buckets in mass. So that's another bottleneck. quite fast to pick, to be honest. But yeah, it's the other people sniping that may be the issue, especially if the people sniping have PID, then they'll be picking them all up. So it'll be probably more frustrating than it's worth if you don't have PID. It'll be like getting crashed. And China is a good place to make glass, but banking them sucks. Yeah. There's a lot of problems behind the whole glass blowing and collecting buckets. Does anyone know where you can buy a mass amount of buckets in 2004? What's your plans ranging when pay to play comes out? Method? I'll probably just train it on dragons, I think. I think dragons will just be the best thing to train on because it'll just be really good money as well. But they might be really contested, so I don't know. It'll be hard to figure out what exactly is going to work. I've already got irons in the other one, Felner, so I'm keeping steels and irons at the same time. I also would have. Don't worry, I've already got that covered. Yeah, I think you'll be paying a lot, gods, honestly. I think they'll probably be like 180 each or something for a bowstring. Maybe more, day one. Because of how frustrating they are to gather. Really, really good money for dragons. Pretty sure there is 1 in 128 for hard clues. Yeah, you'll get clues too, which is obviously rune items. Which will be really good money. It just depends how many flax you can gather an hour, though. Because if it's super contested, you'll really struggle. I tested max ranged gear at 99 on Black Dragons, was fairly slow. Yeah, and in KBD, I imagine it's probably not much better either, right? If you plan to go KBD, you'll need like a team of 4 to 5 people, I think. Because it's very, very strong. And the players aren't strong right now. And the gear that we have available also isn't the best. There's no whips and things like that. Yeah, I think, Supreme, I genuinely think day one, the only way to kill KBD will be to team it. What's going on, Willem? How you doing? You'll have to team it and split loot, I think. I don't think you'll be able to solo it, even with my level being 100. Oh, we got 97 total as well, boys. Not total, combat level. I didn't see that. Huge. Didn't see that with the defense level that we got. 97 combat. Getting closer to 100. KBD is a nightmare with 04 gear. Yeah. To be honest, the only real upgrades are Dragon Med and Longsword. Yeah. For KBD, your best in slots are going to be Dragon Med and Longsword with the same armor that we've got now, pretty much. It's not great. It's not great at all. Do you think base 50s, melee with Rune Chain, etc. is enough for Mossies? Yeah, Carsten, more than enough. It's fine. You will have to bank a little bit more often than most, but that's just because of the stats. It's just because I'm like 70 defense, 71 defense now that I don't have to bank as often. Whereas when I was base 50s, I was killing them. You just have to bank that little bit more. You're better off not coming to Crandor and going to Varrock Sewers when you're like a lower level. It's not efficient to keep coming back here. And there's free spawns. But yeah, base 50s, I'd say go to Varrock, Sewers, and then when you get like base 65s, or when you feel like the two moss giants are despawned at the same time for too long because you've killed them that fast, then move to Crandor. It's crazy what people will pay for a small increase in defense stats. I mean, yeah, it's not that much better over the Rune Full Helm, but it's better. So at the end of the day, it's still better, which is what people are aiming for. Have you got to have Drag Slayer done for Crandor? I think so, Mazzy, yeah, but Dragon Slayer is super easy because you can just safe spot it with magic and it doesn't hit you back at all. There's a video on YouTube how to do it. You type in 2004 scape Elvarg safe spot, it shows you the video. I think it's by somebody called Aaron. The YouTube channel's just called Aaron. Oh, if you're a pure, yeah, that ain't it. What was you planning to do? Come and range them here? Can you still go through the door without... I didn't know if you could go through the door without having it completed. If you can go through the door without having it completed, yeah, you could come here. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I didn't try going through the door before I completed it. You could try it, Mazzy. Just try coming to Crandor. Try coming to Karamsha under the volcano, and then walk through the wall at the back where the lesser demons are, and see if you can go through. But you at 80 range, I'd probably say go to lesser demons, not moss giants anyway. At 80 range, you're more than capable of killing lesser demons at a good rate, and you have chance at rune meds too. That's it then. If you can't go through the door, go to lesser demons if you're killing them too fast. Otherwise, you're wasting XP. Yeah, and that would mean keep fixing the boat though, wouldn't it? Needing nails and planks. Yeah, this is the 2004 fire cape. Even with the 2 spawn, interesting. You think Cole will keep crashing? I'm not entirely sure why it's crashing, to be honest. I'm not too sure why it's crashing. Yeah, I suppose you'll just have to stick with the 2 spawn then. You haven't really got much choice right now. I think it'll stop crashing at some point because people will want to try and smith in again. I just think a lot of the big smithers aren't buying coal at the moment. And yeah, everyone's found out that coal's really good money. And also people have also found out that in the next update, mining coal is slower than it is currently because they add a delay in 2004. I think it's the next update. I think it's in June they add the update to coal where they add like a tick delay to mining coal, so it slows down the rate per hour of how much coal you get. So if you are planning to mine, the best time is to mine is now. So that's probably why a lot of people are also doing it. So yeah, there's a few little things around coal which is making it drop in price. Yeah, the delay thing, that's why I do it. Yeah, so there's a lot of people who are mining right now because of the delay, and people don't want to power mine iron, so you don't get any money from it. It's pretty cozy mining coal in the mining guild right now. How far do they plan on extending out 2004 as far as new updates? They plan to go to the end of 2006. You can stay in at the end of 2004 if you'd like to. They just plan to go through each month. So eventually it will go 2005 all the way through the year of 2005, then 2006, and as much as 2006 they have available. There's some missing spots in 2006, so they can't go the whole way through, from what I understand, because the cache is missing. Our high score, yeah, so at the moment, Willem, if you go to the high scores, so you can see, you should be able to see the high scores on my screen right now. You can click here, and obviously there's a drop down, so I imagine there'll be like 2004, 2005 on the drop down. Yeah, that's us, 14th right now. I saw Dead Button in game yesterday. Yeah, he's around. He's grinding, man. But weren't they going to keep some 2000? Yeah. So each year we'll have a world where you can play that year. So 2004 will have a year. 2005 will have a world, should we say? So each year will have a world, which is dedicated to that era and that revision. So if you wanted to stay in 2004, you can. Basically, that's the plan, anyway. Do they have construction or not? In 2006, I think construction came out. Someone can quote me if I'm wrong. Could be 2005. Can't exactly remember, but yeah, they plan to add everything that each year had. So but you will still be able to play in each year. If you only want to play 2004, you can just stay in the finished version of 2004. It's basically how it works. And then everyone's characters will now move to 2005, and then you can move your character over if you'd like, basically. You don't start fresh in 2005. I think at the end of 2006, before they update the hit points, so you've got the hit points up here, I think it's a good time to stay. And I think a lot of people will stay at the end of 2006 before it moves into 2007 and everything starts to go wrong. But it's not following the path of old school, it's following the path of RS3, well, that turned into RS3. So it's not following the same quality of life stuff as what old school had, if I remember rightly, at certain dates. What year they changed these monster models? Could be 2007 Beast. I'm not too sure. I think the graphical updates to Lumbridge are in 2006. Could be also wrong again. You know how the floor's like cobblestones at the minute in Lumbridge? That changes at some point too, which is a shame. Yeah, because 606 was that Thalia Massacre. I doubt they'll probably do anything like that. because obviously that was a game-breaking bug that, I mean, you could potentially add the bug in, do it, and roll people back. But yeah, I think adding things like that could really damage everything that's going on in the game at the time, because it won't play out exactly the same, because everyone will be aware of how it was done, and then you'll have every single person being able to do the bug at the exact same time. So it would be sheer chaos. There wouldn't only be a couple people die, there'd be thousands of people that would die. I don't think you can recreate bugs that everybody knows about. Yeah, I think the same as well, Aerosmith. I was thinking about, I genuinely think end of 2006 is where people will stay, because that was the time when it still was pretty simple, but also not where it went wrong at the same time. But yeah, I can't see them adding anything like duplication glitch bugs, anything like that, because it's just far too damaging to the economy. They don't mind adding bugs that don't hurt the game in any way, and they're just janky bugs, or like, for example, being able to cut the tree over the fence, things like that. Has anyone seen any bots yet? Not that I'm aware of. Someone was talking yesterday about bots, but I mean, somebody has been banned for botting, but I think it's people who are creating their own scripts and not like a mass portion of the player base that can download and use one, you know? It's someone who's in the know and can create bots themselves that are making their own scripts, but people are being banned for it. There was somebody banned with 95 strength for botting. I think it's people who are actually in the know and know how to create bots that are botting. There will be a couple of people who are using scripts, but there's no bot farms as such and things like that. Anyone doing S mining is arguably a real life bot. They're just trying to get out the mines, man. The number one strength guy in the high score seems sus. There was some people spamming stuff about him, but obviously, unless they catch him, then he's innocent. Innocent until proven guilty, right? So we'll just have to wait on things like that. There's a chance that he was botting, and that now he knows that people are getting banned for it. He stopped botting. You just don't know, right? I've been using it, Crofty. I was using it for the auto typer. Just be careful if any of you guys use an auto typer in game, make sure you set it to 10 seconds. There's people who have been getting muted for setting it to like 7 seconds and things like that. Just make sure if you use Gary's HUD and use the auto typer, that you use it on 10 seconds intervals. My friend got used to multi-log on 2 accounts. He did it without thinking about rules and got insta-banned. Yeah. Things like that. If you haven't read the rules, then, yeah. Humble, I totally agree with you. Now he's training rune crafting after someone pointed out that he's done 1 mil strength XP in 1.5 days. Well, as I say, innocent until proven guilty, I suppose. They'll catch him eventually, whatever they plan to be doing or are doing. It's just not worth the risk. The player base is too small and there's that many moderators lurking around that you'll get caught. It's really that simple. I mean, most of the time you're only getting like, what, 30k XP per hour? There's crazy AI bots who can't be banned. I don't know, they'll figure it out. They'll go by XP and whatever else, and they'll figure it out some way or another. Most giants are likely, at the moment, with 80 attack and 80 strength, potted up, I'm getting 30,400 defense XP per hour and 1,900 prayer XP when I'm burying the bones. That's what I worked out earlier anyway. And that's with both at 80. But he's got 95 strength and 40 attack, so I don't know at that point how much XP he's getting. They can just tell you to a location, and if you're still running around like trying to attack stuff, you're obviously a bot. Yeah. I mean, certain things like that. They'll know by how long the account's been logged in. If they randomly just teleport in and it's doing weird stuff, they'll know. And if it's not responding, and if it's responding like AI, it won't matter because you'll just be able to tell that it's AI that's responding. It still responds in such a way that you just know. I mean, yeah, you could just teleport them to a random location, spawn a moss giant, and if it attacks the moss giant, you know. Like, there'd be ways around it. They'd be able to figure it out. They could just teleport you to like a random island that no one's on or no one's near and just test it that way. What's going on, mate? Glad I can catch the first hill giant stream. Yeah, man, I'm so glad too. I'm so excited. I've been killing them now for like what? Probably an hour and 10 minutes or so. I'm really enjoying them. They're really good fun, man. Can't believe I haven't killed them before. It's crazy. Imagine botting in a private server. There is that, Liquid. There is that. Not a private server, botting in a preservation project that people have put effort in, like hours and thousands of hours coding it, and then you're just going to come in and treat it like the normal game and bot the hell out of it. Like, what? It's even worse. It's not even a private server. It's a preservation project that someone's running for free for everyone to play, and you're botting it and abusing it. Like, what? You okay? There's people who seem sus also in hill giants. I catch many people killing hill giants without looting bones nor the items. Like, forgot to configure their script to loot bones and bury. Maybe you just don't know, right? You can call people out, but the moderators are banning people left, right, and center anyway. And all you've got to do, if you feel like someone's a bot, is report them. They'll check it out. If they're innocent, they'll carry on playing. If you remember the name, check it in a couple of days. If it's vanished off the high scores, it's been banned. That simple. People will always bot since they can get ranks or at least look cool in game. Yeah. Not interested in it. Always see this sus guy at Moss Giants called Hurley. Always has an auto type run trying to sell oak logs. Yeah, I'm in the wrong location, aren't I? That bot be playing up. I need to reconfigure it so it goes to Varrock West when it's trying to sell the oak logs. Don't know why it keeps doing that. Probably have a moderator spawning next to me now, asking me questions. teleport me to Alcarid Bank. I got the Genie spawn scripts. Watch this. When I bury this next bone, I get a Genie. It's inbound right now. Ready? Oh, imagine. Imagine. I'd have got insta-banned. Almost. We'll try again later. Imagine if that would have worked though. Oh my god. That would have been clipped and shipped straight into the Discord. How long would you estimate to reach top 10 high scores? What's the high scores right now? It wouldn't be too hard for me to get like... Yeah, like... I mean, my stats, I can get 70 range. I can get 60 smithing. I'm going to get 66 crafting. I'm going to get 70 mage. 50 rune crafting. And I've got another 9 levels coming in from defense, so... Obviously, everyone's still training at the same time, so I'm not really grinding total levels right now, but naturally I'm going to gain them, so it depends how fast the other people gain them, I suppose. But my main goals before free-to-play will be defense, so I've got 9 more there, and 66 crafting, which is another 5, so... Oh, actually... I'm already moving up really to 13th anyway, because I'm on the same total level as him, and I should get another one before he logs back in, I imagine, unless he's still playing. Yeah, at the moment for me, getting the combat levels is going to be valuable in what I want to do in the game, because that's going to be KBD and also trying to kill dragons as fast as possible. Just got a full English to my house. Win. That is a win. Do you expect more people to drop off the game or get larger? Get larger. Probably by an amount that isn't healthy either. I'm going to be honest, Justin. I really think it's going to take off on the weekend. Scarily. I won't be here on the Friday and the Saturday because I'm on holiday, but I'll be back the Sunday, but I'll be keeping an eye on the website and I'll be checking what numbers log in. So I'll be keeping an eye on that and taking a look. But I mean, what? We're on 667 people playing right now. When members releases, yeah, that's only going to go up, man. We top out normally at peak time now around 1,050 people. But yeah, the 29th's going to be crazy. I'm sad that I'm going to miss it because I would have really enjoyed streaming that. But I'll be back Sunday, so we'll get grinding on Sunday. For sure. Go do Lost City and probably do Lost City on stream. Go and do some Blue Dragon killing, or if anyone's killing KBD. I don't know what you plan to do, mate, on like Sunday or something, but if you're down for some KBD, I'm down if we can get a team together, something like that. Because I know you're a high level as well. If anyone's got a semi-decent combat level, we can try out some KBD. Or even if there's enough of us, we could just go mass it or something. Could be good fun, right? If there's enough of us to damage it. Could just go in rag gear and just see if we can get some dragon meds and stuff. I would be focusing on Herblore, so no fun for me. Fair. That's fair. I didn't ever expect you to be the skilling type after we spent hours in Hill Giants. You've changed. You've changed. We spent like 30 hours in 2 days at Hill Giants next to each other the whole time. And now he plans to do Herblore. Crazy. I'm going to hold off on Herblore, I think, and I'm just going to do it like a week late. But I think stuff will be in the game a lot more a week later. And I won't be that far behind after a week of not training Herblore. Because people will be fighting for supplies anyway. Yeah, like training Herblore day one, unless you've got a lot of stuff stacked up, is not going to be great. Anyway, it's not going to be good in the first place, but it's going to be really bad for the first couple of days because everyone's going to be milking it for the prices. Yeah, when members releases, I think there's going to be around free to play worlds, and then 12 members worlds, if I remember rightly. I think they're adding 3 more worlds, which will go to members. What's going on, Jay? How you doing? Would Rune Essence be discontinued when members comes out? No, because Pure Essence don't get added for a while. Pure Essence were added as an anti-botting measure. I think it'll be a similar price, God, on like for the first week or so. Because it's very hard to kill KBD, so you got to remember that there won't be a lot being killed per hour, and then that you've also got to hit the drop rate as well. And I can't remember what the drop rate is. Is it 1 in 128 to get the D-Med from KBD? Because I think each KBD kill is probably a good couple of minutes, even with a team of like 4 people. So I don't know how many you'd be able to kill per hour. Then you've also got to hit rate, and then you could go dry. Like, there's all sorts of bad things that could happen. You're not guaranteed to get it after 128 kills, so. Any good guides on quests? I find a lot of the pay-to-play quests, and it's difficult for me to find relevant sources online. So if you use the Wayback Machine, Billy, it's called Wayback Machine, you can look at like Tippet in 2004 and things like that. And you should be able to look at stuff like that. Or use whatever, or there's also other, I think Rune HQ is another one you could use. $128 doesn't sound bad until you try to kill. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a really good drop rate. 128. Wow, that's fantastic. And then you realise that the defense of the monster's super high, and the gear that we've got is absolutely horrendous, and our stats aren't the best either. So yeah, it's almost like trying to kill Bandos as a level 60. It's just not going to work very well. I heard you could range safe spot KBD. Haven't heard that. Not entirely sure on it. But if that's the case, you just camp it. But I don't think that's the case. Because it breathes fire and also has a magic attack as well. Yeah, it was mine as well, Garlic. I never used Rune HQ. It was always Sal's Realm. Camping fire giants is going to be something that everybody and their dog does, though. So, and the only place you can kill them is in the waterfall dungeon, which everyone's going to have access to because everyone's going to do waterfall for the easy levels. So, yeah, that fire giants day 1 is going to be a battle and a half. Crofty has a good point. Zombie Music's channel has got a load of pay-to-play quests that have been done as a video, which is obviously just Slayer music on his second channel. So that could work as well. You don't have to use the Wayback Machine for certain quests because there's actually a video guide on them. I forgot about that, Crofty. Good shout. I think the Wilderness has Fire Giants too, but it's up near what, Mage Bank. I think the Wilderness is going to be super, super active though, with clans killing people who are at Green Drags. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah, I mean, as I say, right now the Wilderness seems chill. You can go to the Wilderness right now in free to play, and it's super chill. But pay to play, it's going to be different because you're going to have people who are dedicated to going PKing, and they've already got all of their levels ready for charge, everything like that, and they're going to go to all of the known spots that everyone's going to be at. There isn't that many. They're obviously going to check KBD to see if anyone's running towards KBD. Then they're going to check probably that Fire Giant location you talk about. Probably check Rune Rocks, things like that. So the Wilderness will be a lot more active than it is right now, because people are currently just training to go PKing. And most people are almost PK ready. They just need to go and unlock the God spells, which they can do day one. And once you start getting hit 30s by fire, by the Zami Flames, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. Especially when you're only like 60 HP yourself. They'll almost probably be able to two-shot you. It's going to be way overpowered. Greens and KBD are right next to each other. That'll be a hot spot. Exactly. That'll just be... I forgot about... That's also another one. Greens. They'll be going Greens, KBD, Fire Giants, and Rune Rocks. They'll just be circulating them. I mean, to be honest, I can't really see many people going to World Agility course to kill people. It doesn't really make sense in any way. They don't gain anything from it. Because everyone will just be going up there naked anyway, with probably lobsters in the inventory. You don't gain any GP from the Wilderness course. What's going on, viewer? How you doing, man? That was an 07 change to Worldy course. So right now, Worldy course is basically like dead content for anyone who's PKing, unless they just feel good by killing people who've got no gear on, who don't even plan to fight back. I mean, if you've got PK gear, I doubt you're going to be going to the World Agility course to kill people. You're probably going to be wanting to get some loot, because you're going to be killing people with runes, and runes are going to be expensive. Blood runes are going to be super expensive. For charge, you need 3 blood runes each time, and I imagine blood runes are probably going to be like 1,000 each day one. So I don't think you're going to be charging up and things like that to kill people that have got nothing on. You'll want to get something back for the kill. So I think you should be okay at Worldy course. I could be wrong. You'll always get one PK who's out to just annoy people, though, I suppose. I don't think anyone's that brain dead to waste their time, but I'm sure there'll be a few. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There won't be many, but you'll just get the one. You know, that one guy who just hops between all the worlds, killing them all, and thinks it's funny. When in fact, the joke's on him because he's wasting runes. You still need to cast 100 of the God spell in the Mage Arena, so they might have the God spells for a day or two. True. What is the requirements for that, though? Oh, it's blood runes, right? They need blood runes in bulk, really, don't they? So they'll need 200 blood runes. Each person will need 200 bloods. But I mean, to be honest, most people will have 200k to buy the 200 bloods. So it just depends how many's in the game day one. Yeah, it'd be the bottleneck of getting the god spells will be the blood runes, I think. Because there's nowhere... Does the Mage Guild have blood runes in stock? If it does, it might no longer be a blood... It might not no longer be a bottleneck. The Mage Bank shop, does that have blood runes? And also the Mage Guild shop. Because if they both sell bloods, there's going to be a lot more people with god spells than you think. No, it doesn't stock them. Wizard Guild, yes. Mage Bank, no. Oh yeah, so there will be a lot of people with blood runes, then it's fine. There won't be a bottleneck there. People will get it anyway. There'll be at least a couple of people who are able to obtain it day one. Looking forward to seeing the pay-to-play multi-fights. Yeah, it'd be some good content. I'm hoping some people start streaming on YouTube PK content. It won't be me because I'm absolutely rubbish. But you'll get some humble blue dragon content from me, guys. Some humble blue dragon content. And KBD. And whatever else we get up to. So if you aren't already subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It would be appreciated. We will be doing more streams and exploring the pay-to-play side of 2004. Clue scroll content too. Yep, that's also something we'll be getting up to, because I imagine some things will drop clues, and we'll probably get a lot of hard clues from blue dragons. I completely forgot about the clue scroll content, you're right. So will we see it here eventually? Yeah, okay. What's going on, World Peace? Will Robin and Rangers be most expensive items, you think? Any news on rares? I think the most expensive items probably will be Dragon Square, Robin and Rangers. Probably, and Wizard Boots too, because I think Wizard Boots are also in the game. And there's been no updates on rares yet. But we can't pray flick dragons. You can pray flick the dragon, you just have to click the dragon every single click. So it's just more like you can't lazy flick it. You've got to be interacting with each of the NPCs. You just have to keep clicking back and forth. It's more tedious than anything, and you'll probably miss flicks and stuff like that. But you don't have to pray flick the dragons. If you get range up, you can range them. Safe spot them. That's a method of killing them. You got to remember there'll be magic short bow, there'll be rune arrows, so that could be an option for killing them. Won't be the fastest if you've got low range, but you'll still kill them in the end. How many worlds are there? There will be 12 members worlds and 3 free-to-play worlds, I believe. That was open to change, though, I think, Pizzazz said, so it just depends. As long as World 2 is the members world, I'll be happy. So it's authentic. MSB and Rune arrows in full black tea hide. Yeah. No Avers accumulator though, so RIP the Rune arrows. It's going to be expensive to be buying arrows. But if you kill a profitable monster, you should be fine. As I say, killing dragons with Rune arrows, you'll profit. So it's fine. We need Avas, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, we don't get Avas till late on as well, you know. It's so late on. I didn't realise how late it was. I'm sure it's like 2006, isn't it? If I remember rightly. Yeah, late 2006. What defense level do you need to not have to worry about prayer flicking? Killing what arrow? Yeah, the rune arrows are going to be in the bin, man. Blue drags. I'd say if you could get 65, 70, you'd be okay at blue drags. You'll have to bank, of course, pretty frequently, but I think you'll get a good few kills in before you have to bank. They don't hit too hard, do they? If you've killed them in old school, you know they don't hit too hard. Their max hit's what, like, I can't remember what a blue dragon max hit is, but it's not too hard. Aren't you worried about glitches and bugs? What are there to abuse? There's even guides about those. Talk about Hacks Unit and that one stream who used to find bugs. Those aren't patched for sure. The game was written from scratch, so a lot of the bugs that you're talking about aren't in the game because they're not in the code, because they didn't code the game that way. Everything's been built from scratch, so Pizzazz knows where everything is. And how you interact with the game is how he's built it. He's tried to do it as authentic as possible, but obviously he doesn't know the inside code, but he just has an idea of how it would be. His dream would be, I think he said the dream would be to have the source code dropped in his lap so he could see how like close he was, shall we say. Yeah, a lot of the bugs you talk about won't be in the game because of how he's developed the game. It's not the same code that they had back then. The code's different. They've just tried to replicate the code in the best way possible. They've also tried to do certain bits of spaghetti code as well. Because obviously the tools that they use the code now, they never had back in 2004 when they were designing the game. So there's like shortcuts of certain ways they can have things work, from what I gather. But they try not to use the shortcuts to try and make it more authentic, even in the code itself. Obviously, it's probably still neater than it was in 2004, but their plan is not to make it 2025 modern code, basically. Yeah, I don't know anything about... If you're talking about multi-logging and things like that, Spencer, I'm not entirely sure how their back-end works in that kind of side of things. I'm not aware. I wouldn't know, but I get it. I get that people are getting banned for multi-logging and they're not. There's two people playing in the same household, but there's also a lot of people who are lying about people playing in the same household. And there's also people that are using a computer and a laptop, for example. What's going on, Donny? There's people who are using like two things, but it's the same person, but they're using two different devices, but still multi-logging. So it's an awkward one. Just don't multi-log anyone in the chat. Just make sure you read the rules, because they are perma-banning people. And it's a lot of progress to throw away in 2004 because of how like slow the XP is and how much of a grind it is. nothing's convenient in 2004, so just don't throw it away to speed something up that took ages to build. Well, I use my laptop in bed while watching a movie. Will that get me banned? I mean, you're not playing the game on the laptop, are you? It's about using 2 clients at the same time. Would be so cool to be able to compare the source code. Yeah. That was his dream eventually, if the source code ever become available anyway, that he would be able to check and see how theirs is set up as opposed to his, I think, is what he said. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're playing on the laptop, on the computer, or whatever. It's just about using... So say, for example, you've got 2 accounts, and you log in on your desktop with one account and log on the other account with the laptop. And then you've got 2 accounts logged in on 2 different devices, but you trade in between them. One's doing Rune Essence, for example, and one's doing something else. But you just feed in it resources. You're not allowed to do that either. That's bannable as well. And I think people have been trying to loophole it doing that method and also getting banned. So just don't multi-log. What's the best method for silver ore? I think Alcarid is probably your best bet, and then walk into the furnace and you can also smelt the bars on the way back to the bank. Base 50s, Jay. Should be fine. What's going on, Stop? How you doing? Playing my desktop the majority of the day, but like last night I went later in bed watching a movie. Oh yeah, that's fine. Joel Peter. I'm just talking, as I say, about 2 people being logged in at once on the like 2 different accounts. Craft Guild, mine both, silver and gold. Teleport to Valley, smelt there. That's also another option. I didn't do silver bars, I just did cow hides, and that's the plan I plan to do till 66 as well. You talk from experience? Experience of what, God? It's either, yeah, I'm either talking from experience or I have common sense. It just depends which thing you're referring to. It's obvious that that's the way people are loopholing it, by using 2 devices. Because they know that using 2 accounts on one computer is also not allowed, so they're trying to loophole it a different way. The rules are in place, and there's no reason why you can't respect them for a game what's being hosted for free. Do you really want the economy to be destroyed by people who have got 20 Runescent alts logged in at once? Because I had this conversation yesterday that the fact that we don't have to pay bond costs or membership costs mean that people can abuse the multi-logging. It's okay saying, please let us multi-log, but people will take it to the next stage, which is having 30 accounts logged in, all making money for the main account. Because you don't have any outgoings of bonds or membership pricing. Yeah, you can't share accounts. The rules are dated back from when Andrew first set the rules out, which was no multi-login, no sharing accounts, all that type of stuff. Multi-logging is lame. I don't mind people transferring money from a main to a pure though. No, I don't care about that. That doesn't change anything really, because the money from the pure is probably just going to get lost to another player anyway, via either PKing or supplies to build it or whatever else. So it doesn't really make much difference. Plus, when they say they banned 1,000 accounts, I can assure you they absolutely did. Yeah, 1,000 accounts was probably an understatement, to be honest. There's probably more now. Hopefully it is easy for the team to ban people easily and to work out what people are doing it. I think they've got a lot of back-end stuff, to be honest. And it seems like the people who are getting banned are then making game issues on the Discord, and you can read a bunch of the game issues where people are like, I've been banned, my account says it's disabled. And then they'll say it was banned from, the moderator will reply saying you were banned for multi-logging, and then the guy will be like, I didn't know multi-logging wasn't allowed. So, you know what I mean? People are aware of what they're doing. Hopefully they don't replicate the customer service. I mean, to be honest, the mods seem very fast to respond from all the issues that I've seen people having. But they just have less to deal with as opposed to like having 150,000 accounts logged in at once on old school, which concurrent players that is, but obviously there's more than that on an average monthly basis. I don't know how many people are signed up monthly, but it's a lot of people to deal with that are having issues. Best way to train Magic early, I'd probably say cows. They don't owe anyone customer service. We aren't customers. Exactly, yeah. Player support, yeah. Customer service, no. The difference between Jagex is they provide player support but don't provide customer service. I feel like there's a difference there. With Jagex, you're actually paying for a product, and half the time you can't log in because your account's been locked and you can't get hold of a real person. And if you tweet them on Twitter, you get a reply from a bot. Most of them are from real world trade botting backgrounds, and the fact they have basically coded this server to the almost same as the original, to when it is all anyone needs to know as far as it comes to rule break. Yeah, Gods is literally bang on the money with that. A lot of these guys have grew up around the different communities. The reason why all them guys are together and in that community is because they pretty much were in the know of that community, whether it was Rune server and things like that, where Pizzazz first posted the project. I've been a member on Rune server now since 2010, so I've also been in that background. See, I grew up playing RuneScape and private servers as well. More so, I spent a long time playing private servers when EOC went and joined the game and completely ruined RuneScape. I started to play private servers then. The private servers were rubbish because a lot of people were very young back then, so their coding skills was not as good and they didn't have the tools they have now. But some private servers were pretty still cool to play. Played a lot of Battlescape when it was first, not the Battlescape that's available now, but Battlescape that first came out. I don't know if it's the same owner, but I played that because it was coded quite well. Near Reality, the first version of that was coded quite well. So I only played the ones that were actually like developed well, but Agreed, I was 14 in 2008 when I joined Rune server, and that's where I learned development. There you go. So Donnie's the prime example of someone who's been around in that community for a long time. I joined in 2010. I wasn't a developer. I kind of knew the ins and outs of how a server ran, and sometimes I'd have a little play around and I'd copy code from other servers, and I'd then like just copy and paste it and then put it in the compiler, and sometimes it would throw up errors and sometimes it would work. I kind of knew little bits back then of how to spawn bank booths, and obviously we used to make our own little home areas in Edgeville and things like that, and put shops there with starter items. I did things like that, but I was not a developer where I could code things from scratch. I used to just copy other people's stuff and just add it to my own. But yeah, it's been a good community to be around. I obviously left that community for a while. Yeah, I used that as well. You used to use that to host like a remote server, didn't you, for your friends to join? Yep, I used that. Yep. Or to join servers. Yep, I used that. It's crazy to know that some people are in the same like era as me in terms of messing around doing that stuff. That was it. Amachi, that was it. The problem with old school iOS private servers, they're only worried about the money. Yeah, so back when private servers, when EOC was introduced into RuneScape, a lot of people went to private servers, and yeah, you had donator ranks and things like that, but it wasn't as half as bad as it is now. It's almost like Fortnite microtransactions in these private servers that are available now, where obviously back in the day it was more about the players. People just wanted a high player count on their server, not about how much money it was making. That was the difference back then. The difference was your server was a good server if it had a load of people playing it, not how much money it was turning over. A lot of the owners of private servers just cared about covering the hosting costs back in the day. If they covered the hosting cost, it was like a successful server. It didn't have to make any more money than the hosting costs. They were happy with that. But now it's about obviously how much money it can make, and then they go under and bring the server out with a new name and then start again with a fresh economy, and then people buy all the donator stuff again, and then they pretend it got shut down and start again under a different name. Happens a lot because they know if there's a fresh economy, they can pull more money because people will try and get the best items because they're worth the most at the start of the economy. Just a vicious circle. Icob's the prime example. They're forever doing like fresh servers and fresh worlds, and everyone's so hyped for it, but it's just because they know they're going to make more money and people are dumb. That's literally the bottom line. The dream as a kid would have to be able to host a private server with this capability, because all people wanted was a well-coded private server. And this one is up there with the best I've ever seen. It probably is the best I've ever seen, to be honest. It's one-to-one from everything that I've done so far. There's not been a problem where I've been like, this doesn't work. Everything that I've clicked and interacted with has worked. And to be honest, you'd almost think that this came from Jagex itself. Yeah. You'd think it's came from Jagex itself, honestly. But yeah, super fun server. But to be honest, it's not really a private server, because private servers tend to have some sort of customization, whether it's buffed XP rates. Yeah, This to me, obviously people say it's a private server, but this to me, it's far more than a private server. But it's the way people, majority of the outside are seeing it. Whereas if you have been in the private server community, this is not a private server. Private servers have some sort of financial gain, or it has some sort of easy scape to make people play it. People are playing this because it is grindy and hard. It's almost offensive to call it a private server from the effort that's gone into it. Yeah, it's just RuneScape. That's it. It's not a private server, but it's what people class it as from the outside looking in, because it isn't official. If this was opened up by Jagex tomorrow, this would be 2004 RuneScape. This would not be private server 2004 RuneScape. You know, if it was under the name Jagex, people would see it as the real deal, not as. It's hard to like give it the correct terminology. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but I know what I mean when I do mention it as a private server. But it's most definitely not that. Because as I say, private servers tend to have some sort of financial gain or some easy scape to get people to play the game. When did you start this? When it first came out. Probably about an hour after. And I spent probably about half an hour on Tutorial Island because there was a guy on Tutorial Island that kept shutting the door by the prayer, so you couldn't get through the door. There was about 50 of us trying to get through, and he was just spamming the door shut. So that was fun. But we finally got through when Pizzazz banned him. But it was good fun to start off. But you was always going to get the one guy to troll it. Like you probably will on members. Someone will find something that will annoy everybody and they'll do it. Because you always get that one guy. 2004scape feels how it feels to chew 5 gum. But yeah, this is the most fun I've had for a long time. If they can't do DOS, they gotta annoy somehow. Yeah, whether it's shutting the door or yeah, it's something. They'll find something. They'll probably find, I don't know if you can spam shut the Tavley gate, but that's probably something that someone's going to do. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if that is like a one action open and close thing or if you can spam it, but we'll soon see. I don't even know if the Tavley gate shuts, does it? Does the Tavley gate just stay open on members? I can't remember, but someone will probably try door shutting that over and over. If people are trying to get through that don't have teleports to Camelot. But you always get the one guy that has absolutely no life. All this is missing is yelling at my parents to get off the phone with my dial-up internet. Yeah, because every time the phone rang, it would just disconnect everything. Can't be the first time buying membership and walking through those gates. I don't remember that time because I was free to play for a long time. So by the time I joined members, I was probably like base 70s in most stats because I spent like 4 years in free to play. And I'm not even joking. Maybe like 3 years in free to play. I think I joined, no, it couldn't have been. It had to be maybe like 2 years, something like that. I think I got free to play I think I started in about late 2000 and I think I started late 2006 or middle of 2006 because I remember we didn't have the HP at the top. And then I think I got members by about 2007-ish. So it's probably about a year and a half that I had members. And I was level 102 combat on my first account. I spent a long time killing killing zombies in the wilderness. At the graveyard. The only way I managed to get members was to buy it on mobile phone credit. And I had to use Surf Pin or something. I had to top up my mobile phone with credit to then buy the pin to buy membership because I wasn't allowed to use a card online. Free to play. The thing about free to play is it was his own community, and there was a load of people in the same rowing boat as you. So like you'd find friends who were never allowed to be free to play, so that they'd never move to members because they were always free to play. So you just have like these guys who just played with you every day, but they were just playing in free to play worlds because they had the same experience you did and wasn't allowed. Like I just wasn't allowed members, so I just had friends who were also not allowed members. Because it was so common back then that people weren't allowed to use credit cards online because of people were like so afraid of being frauded and things like that, that they just thought it was going to insta take all their money. Yeah, like I think there was a majority of people were in that same thing where you just couldn't have membership. You just weren't allowed. It was really that simple. And then when it became common to top up mobile phones and you could use Surf Pin and things like that, you could buy codes. You used to text a certain code or something. You had to text the number and it would give you a code back, take the money off, and then you put that code in online and get membership. The feeling that I got from that the first time was insane. What's going on, Evan? How you doing, man? I'm from Canada. It took several weeks for it to show up on my account. I suppose, yeah, when you think about it. So if you like sent money from the US or from Canada or anything like that to get members, it would have took so long because they were based in the UK, right? Yeah, garlic, I'm the same. Now I just use card for everything. I currently have £5 in my wallet. That's it. Yeah, honestly, 907. That's exactly the same, man. The day that I managed to get that text code and buy members for the first time was insane. And I used them 31 days to the best of my ability and tried. I had school and things like that, but I tried to play as much as I could because it felt like them 31 days, if they ended, that was it. I never played any other game. From the Midlands, Mazzy. But yeah, I never played any other game. I had a PlayStation 2. Never turned that on. And I'm playing RuneScape. And I literally played RuneScape on next door's internet. Towards Birmingham way, Mazza. All this for free is baffling. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, this as a kid would have been the dream, by the way. Like, if this was a thing in 2000, like when we were that age and we had to pay for membership via text, I'd have never have thought that this, if someone told me at one day you'll be able to play this for free and go to members for free, I'd be like, when is that happening? Take me there now. Didn't help that most banks wouldn't take our country payment without turning the card off. Oh, so like so if you were trying to pay like a UK company, you just couldn't pay it. or whatever. Yeah, I get that as well. It was like cards and things like that were so new when membership was a thing. Yeah, madness when you think about it, man. The things we did to just get members on this game. And we still now play to this day, playing the same what if you didn't play RuneScape, you'd look at this now and be like, why are you playing this as someone who's 28? Like, it's crazy, but it's just, there's just something about it, man. I don't know what it is. I've never really knew what it is about RuneScape, but there's no other game out there that's anything like it. Imagine how good life would have been if we wasn't addicted. Yeah, I mean, I still went out now and then. Like, I went out and played with my friends, played football, things like that. But it was all about RuneScape, man. What's going on, 24M? How you doing, man? Welcome, welcome. It was all about RuneScape as a kid. And I think a lot of us play this now because it's like, it reminds us of simpler times and better times, you could say, as well. No, Jesse from the UK. The fresh economy feeling has passed for me with this game, but I think it'll spark up again after pay-to-play release. I mean, yeah. At the minute, we're at like prime. Right now, we're at like prime free-to-play. The economy's booming in free-to-play, but there's going to be a load of items that now needs to be gained again when members releases. So there's like a whole new load of items that get introduced into the pool of items. So it's about going to get them next. It's kind of weird, really, because when you think about it, how this was introduced, RuneScape's never been introduced like this. Like, to have free to play and then move in. And then move into members. It's never been a case of free to play, like everyone's free to play, then everyone moves into members. That's just not how it's ever been. So it's kind of interesting, really, because obviously people started RuneScape with membership. They never was free to play. They just started the game with membership and carried on paying when they were playing the game. Whereas everyone has started free to play. There's no members items in the economy at all until Friday when they start coming into the economy. I disagree somewhat. There's Demed, D-Spear, etc., but no new armor, but just in general, like, items, Herblore supplies, you know, like glories, new jewelry. I'm just talking about items in general. There's a lot of items that come into the game, but it's never really been like that because people have always started with members and always obtained members items. So it's kind of different this time round when you think about it that way. It's our birthday next week and getting members for the first time. This is how I'm looking at it. Yeah, everyone's birthday's on the same day this year. Everyone's birthday's on the March the 29th this year. But yeah, it's crazy to think about, and I think it's going to be totally different. But it is, it's interesting, man. But yeah, I'm kind of upset that I'm now going to miss the release of members because it was never supposed to be the 29th of March. So all this holiday that's been booked and things like that. Obviously, I'm going to miss the first 2 days, but we'll come back on Sunday and we'll get it cracking. And you guys can tell me about how the first day went anyway. Because I'm sure there's going to be some interesting stuff. Yeah, I'm away the Friday and the Saturday. I'm on holiday in Spain for 2 days. So, it's somebody's stag do that I'm going on, so... I come back Sunday at about... I should be back home for about midday. So I can get online. I only missed the first day, the Saturday. No, it just fell on the wrong weekend. It is what it is. I can't do anything about it, but it's been booked for a while, so... Yeah, it should be good fun. And then obviously I'll come back Sunday. Should be back home for about midday. And then I'll see what you guys have all been up to, and you can let me know how the first day went. Was there any chaos? What was... I mean, that Sunday will probably be also chaos as well, so it'll be interesting to see, to be honest. Kind of excited for the Sunday as well. I think there'll be a few more items in game which might benefit me in some sort of way. But yeah, a lot of people will probably be just as far behind as me with the door guy anyway. The door guy's going to be back on 30 different accounts. Yeah, it's a shame I'm missing it, because everyone's going to log in and it's going to be like, what did we do first? But, yeah. I just got to make sure I get 5 more fishing levels before next Sunday. Easy peasy. Yeah, I mean, if you're going for... I'm guessing you're going for... 76, was that Nick? When you log in quest, that's it. The rest comes naturally. Yeah, that's my plan. My plan's to go and do Lost City instantly. And to be honest, I might just spend the whole entire day questing, to be honest. If you knock them out early, you knock them out. And then you never have to do them again, right? That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm debating on just knocking everything I can do out up until I can't do it because of a requirement. And then it might force me to skill, but it'll be a member's skill, because I think my skills are pretty much... It'll be one of the members' skills I need to get up. I'm walking straight to Sears Village over the White Wolf Mountain. Yeah, that's huge, man. That's huge. There's going to be so many people. Like, you're going to see so many people walking back and forth, because a lot of people are starting when members releases. I know a lot of people have said, and they've also said comments on my YouTube videos and in the Discord, that they're not starting until members releases because they don't want to play free to play, which I totally get. But what they're failing to realise is they're not going to have the mage level to teleport to certain locations. And also, there's not as many teleports as there is now in 07 as there is in 2004. So, like, the teleporting options are so limited. Teleporting around the game. And obviously, you've got the whole issue with walking and no energy restore. So, yeah. It's going to be painful. But yeah, I think the first thing I'm going to do is just knock out as many quests as possible. I don't care if I don't get many levels and miss a few things or whatever else. I feel like I'm still going to be more further ahead than certain people if I do knock the quests out. And then I'll switch it up by doing a few Blue Dragon trips, I think, to get some cash and mix up the content, and then go do some more quests and keep doing that, I think. If Blue Dragons get too busy, I'll go and do some quests. And then when they die down, I'll go back and do some more Blue Dragons. I think that's my plan. But it means if I knock all the quests out, I just haven't got to think about them moving forward. And obviously I've got to train certain skills, thieving, agility. I don't think I'm going to care too much about Legends Quest, to be honest, to get it knocked out straight away. I think I'm going to hold off on Legends Quest because, yeah, the whole Herblore idea, to me, it sounds like it's going to be far. Everyone's got this idea where they're going to get Herblore as fast as possible, and the supplies are just not going to be there, so you're going to pay way more than you should be. The best thing about Blue Dragons is you don't have to bank the bones, you can just bury them and you'll have to... Yeah, exactly, that's the same thing I'm doing, Zednik. So pretty much it's free prayer XP, free crafting XP, free combat XP, and money as well. Yeah, I was also thinking about that as well, Craig. I think people are pushing Herblore, thinking they're going to spam, like, get legends and have everything done, and yeah, I don't think it's going to work like that. It didn't feel like I unlocked old school until I got Max Cape quest diaries done. It gives you a different feeling of freedom when there's no tasks left. And yeah, and you're pretty much left to just skill at that point. Turkish. So yeah, it's the way to go, I think. And then day one, when they start releasing new quests, you just get the quest knocked out instantly and then carry on grinding your skills. You don't just leave your quests hanging around. I did that when I was younger, and I had a lot of quests to do then, and it's just not a good idea. I think you just knock them out as soon as you can. From what we gather, yeah, there's been no new updates to say that it will be available day one. So we'll just have to see what happens. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, it doesn't unlock too much. It unlocks the cape and the dragon square, right? But I think we can get away with just using a rune kite for now. And the cape isn't going to make much difference right now. What's going on, Jella? How you doing? We've dealt with having normal capes for this long. I think we can go a little bit longer with them. What do the Shadow Warriors drop, Supreme? Plan on rushing Lost City and Heroes, SAP? Yeah. If there's anybody available on Sunday, by the way, to knock out Heroes with me, it'll be appreciated, because obviously I'll need... it's a partner you need, isn't there? So I might be able to knock out Heroes day one. What's the members requirements for Heroes, Zednik? Do you know? They commonly drop the rare drop table, which is where the shield left half is. Gotcha. See, as a kid, we wouldn't have known this stuff. So it's going to be a whole different experience this time round. Oh, it has a quest point requirement, Heroes, does it? I'll have to try and find like an optimal guide to get the most quest points to get to Heroes to complete it. Has anyone done a guide on YouTube for that yet? Was it Garlic who did one? Or did Index do one? I think one of them did something about questing. I need to find a guide that's like the best route. Because I'm not too worried about legends. I just want to get Heroes and Lost City knocked out. 55 quest point requirement. I mean, I'm on 39. That's not hard at all, actually. That's relatively easy. So you need 53 cooking, 53 fishing, 25 herblore. So the 25 herblore is going to be the real issue, right? That's the biggest issue out of everything. What is the order of steel items to make until plates? I'm not too sure, Pedro. I didn't do... I can't remember what I did, actually. Did I do iron? I'm not too sure on the optimal route, to be honest. Wouldn't want to give you false information. But if anyone in chat knows that. Shouldn't be too bad if you use all quest XP rewards on it. Is there also an optimal route of using the quest rewards, or does it not matter and it just gives you the... It doesn't scale, does it, in RuneScape Classic? It just gives you the raw XP. Pedro, I'd probably say it's probably the best thing you can make, maybe? Could be wrong, though. Could be wrong. I don't know if there's like an optimal... So there's no scaling, so it's just the raw XP. That's fine then. Has there been anything... So say you use all of your XP available from questing on it. Do we know what level you get from that? Either the thing requires most bars or whatever is the most experience per hour. Yeah, basically that, from what I can imagine. Not entirely sure, but I think it's low 20s, maybe at worst high teens. I feel like it's still going to be a problem day one, though. It might not be a quest that you can knock out day one without pumping a lot of money into it. Unless you can clean herbs, maybe. Don't think you can use Taurus trap on herb. Oh, that changes things, right? You sure you can't use it on herb? Because you can use it on... Is it... Oh, no. Actually, I don't know, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure myself. I don't know if the quest reward thing changed. Agility, fletch, smithing, and thieves. So you use it on agility, don't you? So pretty much the only XP you're gonna get is jungle potion and Rurik's ritual. Right? So I think Jungle Potion and the starter quest for Herblore gets you around, is it 7 or 8 Herblore? Yeah, we're just trying to figure out what rewards give you the Herblore XP and then how to really get the... Yeah, it's either 8 or 9. I knew it was something around that. So if it's 9, then we need to find the other levels. I'm guessing it's going to be a case of just training it then. I don't know if cleaning herbs. Dig site requires... So you can clean herbs from 9 to 10. Do dig site, that gives you 17. What's the best potion you can make at 17 Herblore? What level can you make attack potions? Is that like in the 20s? That's level 1? Is it? Oh, are we talking about... Isn't the first level 3? Okay, so... Level 3 for normal. So you could potentially... Isn't it just Eyes of Newt? Eyes of Newt and... What's the other herb? For supers, is it Guams? For the normal supers. So... You could pretty much... Couldn't you just do attack potions from like 17 to 25 with Eyes of Newt? Hang on, calculator. (17 to 25). You need to make 190 attack potions from 17 to 25. That doesn't sound that bad, does it? You need 190 Guams. Do we think that's hard to obtain? I feel like you'll get a lot of Guams, won't you, right? If you spend a couple of hours at Chaos Druids. What's the requirements to kill the Chaos Druids in the tower, by the way? Is there a quest requirement for that? Or do you just need the... I believe there's some sort of requirement for it. And I think it's maybe thieving. But I don't know if that's thieving levels for the quest. What is the thieving level requirement for? Is that for a quest that gives you access? Or is that just to get in there? You won't be able to do the Druids at Edgeville, I don't think. That will be too act. I think you'll have to get the requirement thieving for the herbs at... unless you can just buy 190 Guams off people. I think day one on Sunday when I start, I should be able to buy Guams off people. What combat am I at now? 97, Joe. I'm thinking day 2 I can buy Guams. I only need 190 from 17 after doing dig site. Like, even if I buy like 5, 10 Guams at a time, they'll soon add up, right? You know how many levels you need to hit 100? I don't. I'm just got attack levels to keep gaining. And whatever hit point levels I get. I'm going for 80 defense, so I'll get it in 80 defense. By the time I hit 80 defense, I'll be 100 combat. So yeah, so I'm thinking... Then you're done with melee? Yeah, for now. And then I'll be getting 66 crafting. For blue van braces at Blue Dragons. So I can craft them. And it's basically free crafting XP. And then from 66 up until 71, I'll just keep killing Blue Dragons. And then I'll craft van braces. And then I'll start doing bodies. And then once I start doing bodies, that'll get me crafting XP. And then, yeah, I don't know how many blue D-high bodies it is for 84 crafting. But... see how many dragons I'd have to kill for 84 crafting from 71. Hang on, let's work this out. Crafting... So if we go, I'm currently going to be 66, and I go from 66 to 71. I need to kill... There ain't no way I need to kill 11,000 blue dragons. Nah, you're trolling. Alright, we're not doing that. I'll probably end up killing 11,000 blue dragons anyway. That's a serious grind. That can't be right, can it? No. 66 to 71 craft? Oh, wait, no. Yeah? Right, no way, right? 11k drags? Oh. Wait, so if that's 11k drags... So hang on, let's work this out. So if we do 11,634 times 1,800, I'll make 21 million GP if I do that. That would turn over 21 mil GP. Because I think you'd actually get enough nature runes from the blue dragons to be able to like, alch all of the blue dragons. The van braces. I think in 11,000 blue drag kills, you'll get 11,000 nature runes, right? I imagine, anyway. Wait, is my calculator not working? From 66 to 71. I'm using the Halo God calculator, and it says... Oh, I think... Oh, hang on. I've done it wrong. I put 66 XP in and not my current XP. I'm an idiot. I put from level 66. 302. 608. Oh, wait. Why is it typing in there? Hang on. Hang on. Let's work this out. Go to 608. I'm an idiot. So from 66 to 71, it seems to think I need to do 7,312. 2, 6, 8. Seems to think I need to kill 7,312 dragons. from 66. Yeah, that was scuffed. It's because the calculator on Halo Gods asks you for your current XP and then your desired level. I put my current level what was 66, but that would mean I only had 66 XP. Apparently, you only get 70 XP per Vambrace. Is that the same calculator you're working it out, or not? I'm gonna try the other calculator just in case. Skill calculators. Where is it? Crafting. Crafting. Current level 66. Target level 71. 66. Wait, what? That Halo God calculator isn't working properly. Yeah, it is. It's 4,546. That Halo God calculator isn't working. It's showing up as 7,000. I don't know why. It's not. I don't think it's calculating properly. But yeah, I'm just going to go off that calculator. So that calculator's 4.5k. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy that that's showing up as that much. If I put my current XP in, I think they've made a misclick on their end. Like, it must be on the back end. They've put the wrong XP in. But yeah, so 4,500 dragons doesn't actually seem too bad, to be honest. That's also 4,500 dragon bones. And how much XP do you get per dragon bone when you bury in them without putting them on? I don't know. They both say 70 XPs, but one of them's outputting a totally different output. So I think the back end of that Halo God one's wrong. You get 72 XP just for burying a dragon bone, do you? So that's 327 prayer XP as well, which is... Wow, that's actually the same amount that I've got right now. That's crazy. It's like 200 XP off being the same amount that I've got now. So I don't know what prayer level that will get me. That's 3, 2. Let's go to the prayer calculator. Skill calculators, prayer. Current XP is 654. 920. That would only get me to 68 prayer, killing 4k blue dragons. Doesn't sound really that good, does it? I suppose it's kind of a similar level with my crafting, to be honest, though, when you think about it. It pretty much just, yeah. That's kind of mad. But yeah, it would get me... Well done, Jay. Yeah, what's going on, Shake? How you doing, man? Hope you slept well. Fun fact, anytime you double your current XP, it's plus 7 levels. Nice to know. Didn't know that. That's why 92 is hard. Fair. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Didn't ever see it like that. So, 4,000 blue dragons, man. Oh, that sounds painful. And that only gets me to 71. And then from 71, crafting. Current level 71, target level 84. Making oh no. From 71 to 84, it's like 30,000 dragons. No. We can't do 35,000 blue dragons, can we? And that's only to get to Black D-Hide. I mean, to be honest, it's probably going to be one of the best things I can train on. Not if I'm not going for... At that point, just out the vamps and buy highs with that cash. Yeah, potentially. I mean, it sounds like a long old grind, but I don't know how bad it would be, all in all. I suppose I'd have to kill 1,000 dragons to see how it would feel to do that 35 more times. Sounds like a lot, though. That would be a lot of money. Wouldn't it? That'd make a lot of money. If you was to do it basically Iron Man style. Wouldn't make for much fun content, though, to be fair. I think we'd have to rethink the technique. Yeah, if the shortcut was there, Brandon. The shortcut's not there. So it'd be a case of doing the Gutenhof cave in Yanil. I don't think Tavali's the play. I think it's going to Yanil and doing it the Yanil method. Yeah, there's no... Basically, any shortcuts that you can think of are pretty much not there, and the ones that are there are totally useless. I think the only one that is beneficial is the one that you climb over the wall to go to Tavali from Falador. To go to Tavali dungeon. I think that's the only one that's there, if I remember rightly, that's actually got a purpose. All the others are pretty much pointless. I need to teleport out. But yeah, I don't know. It's something we have to think, but it's something we'll think about. I'm not planning on going for 35,000 dragons to begin with. I'm going to just be doing them for cash to begin with anyway. But it might be a passive thing, maybe, where we just keep going back to blues every so often. I'm not aiming for 84 crafting instantly because it won't really make a difference. Because obviously the people who've got 84 now are going to be the ones who are making the most profit from any sort of hides anyway. So it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I can't be bothered with clicking and all that stuff, man. Especially now that you can basically just interrupt your actions. No, Brandon. You have to bury them all. Dragon bones will be getting buried. That's why I'm thinking there's not really going to be a market for dragon bones. I think most people will just be burying their bones. Is there a client for this game? There is a client for this game. If you go to the... Hang on. Is it here? Play game. And then when you go to play game... Is this showing on the stream? I can't tell. Oh, it's... So on this menu here, Sam, just underneath the advertisement that says RS Classic Sunday or whatever, you'll see select a method to play in your browser, and there's a drop-down menu for separate download. But yeah, the client's pretty much just like a web browser anyway, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it is there. It is available. I think hides will be like the new dragon bones, because most people to dragon bones will pretty much like be pointless collecting, because no one will be buying them. Unless newcomers want 43 prayer pretty quick. So there could be a little market for them, but not like a huge one, I don't think. It might just be the new players, but once again, the new players aren't going to have a great deal of cash to spend on dragon bones, so... I think it mainly be hides that'll be like the dragon bones, because you can make your own money out of them. You don't have to think about selling them. If you have 66 crafting, of course. And high alch. I mean, 5 big bones is buried is 75 XP. That's still priced at around 500 GP a bone now. Yeah, if you that's what I was literally working out in my head, kind of thing, just then. So yeah, they'll probably be around that price a bone. I think green drags are going to be highly contested, and you're going to get ragged by PKers. They might not even be contested. They might just be dead because PKers are just camping the spot. Green drags are in 38 wilderness, and that's the only place they're there. They're not in 13 wildy. I didn't know you could use that save spot there. That's pretty cool. But yeah. Green drags are only in 38 wilderness, so you'll be getting PK'd all the time. And you've got to run 8 levels of wilderness. That's if you have a glory. If you don't, you're running 20, I think it is. How hard is it to fight back against PKs at green drags? I mean, they're probably going to be camping spells. So if you have hide and then obviously a D-long, you're probably going to free item anyway, aren't you? So you're going to have green D-hide body. You're going to have... Well, no, you probably have black D-hide body if you've got the range level. So let's say black D-hide body, glory... Black D-hide body, glory, black D-hide chaps, D-long, and then protect item, I suppose. And obviously your anti-dragon shield, you'll just lose. But it'll be more of a case, I feel like you won't be able to grind green dragons, because you'll be constantly getting ragged, and you'll probably spend more time running away from PKs and fighting PKs than you will be killing drags. Because of the fact there's only a small amount of worlds, PKs have only got to hop so many worlds to find a player. So to me, it doesn't make sense camping green dragons. I feel like you're just going to spend more time running away or fighting them due to lack of worlds, lack of PK spots for PKs anyway. They've only got KBD, Rune Rocks, and green drags to look at. So yeah, I can't see green drags being a good option. I feel like you'd be disappointed if you go to green drags because you'll just be getting ragged. Unless obviously you plan to fight back. 97 combat right now. Stop. How much XP an hour would you say Moss Giants is? 60? I'm not too sure. With 80, I'm getting 30k XP an hour, so I'm not entirely sure. Maybe like 20k XP an hour. Might be less. Is it like 20k at 60s and then 25k at 70s and 30k at 80s? I don't know. I haven't ever checked. I just checked at 80s. I didn't check at the other ones. Cine one. I got to do all 60s, 70s next, but I've been enjoying skilling more. Yeah, that's fair. Does anyone know if the current source code will change before they actually release members? I don't think anyone knows that really. Why? What makes you ask that, God? Do you mean them applying updates? I think they're probably still going to be updating certain things in the week leading up to members anyway, because they're going to be getting members ready. So they'll be probably adding things to the GitHub anyway. So power army is somewhat better than strength army. So the best way to work it out, Shake, is to put your gear that you're using into the DPS calculator. You can use the old school DPS calculator and put your stats in and then work it out if it's better or not. In certain situations it's better and sometimes it's not. It depends on your max hits and your strength level and your attack level and all things combined basically, and what you're using to attack with. There's different scenarios where the power's better and different scenarios where the strength's better. Fairly certain changes to current source code will be implemented after collecting data / input from player experiences after releases to the massive. Yeah, there'll definitely be changes to it 100% because people will find stuff they shouldn't have found and whatever else. I'm just hoping day one gets everything out of the way when it comes to they might have to take the game down because something's game breaking or whatever else. And when I come in on Sunday, day two, that it's more of a smoother experience because we just don't know what it's going to be like when it releases. There'll be people trying to break the game, right? There always is. So I'm fairly certain there'll be certain things that crop up that need to be addressed immediately. I'm hoping it's smooth, but, you know, there's always people who find stuff they shouldn't. I'm 29 now, and I don't recall being this excited for the release of something as much as I am since I was a child. Yep. I don't know, it's something about RuneScape, man. I think the only thing I'm more excited about is GTA 6. But other than that, nothing else excites me. No game, anyway. There's no game in the near future that excites me more than how this progresses other than GTA 6. Because it's the one game I've been looking forward to for a long time, so that's always just going to be priority. But other than... and there's nothing else that's... Yeah, Harry, completely agree with you. And I'll obviously still play this, don't get me wrong, but I'll play GTA in the time that I just want to chill. But I feel like this one will be a lot different, God. But yeah, no, because they'd add some sort of like Ninja Turtle skin to it, Brandon, so it just wouldn't be authentic. But yeah, I'll still obviously be playing this, and I'll be playing this now till it goes one of two ways, you know. Get shut down, or Pizzazz decides that he isn't hosting it anymore. But I'll be playing this for a long time now. As long as it'll allow me to. I'll add you, Brandon. Yep. But the difference now, Evan, is that the audience is different. The audience is a massive Fortnite community, and now you've got Fortnite and COD competing with each other on who can entertain the kids for longer, which means their moms spend the credit cards on V-Bucks and on COD points. So it's just a battle between them now. It's not really for the older generation that enjoyed Call of Duty. It's more for the money making, which is two games battling it out, which is Fortnite pretty much and COD. Who can keep them entertained and who can keep the numbers on their game, which involves doing stupid shit like bringing out stupid skins and whatever else. From my understanding, Pizzazz is in this for the long term. Yeah, God's for it. It's just in case anything, you know, happened on his side of things where he just couldn't host it anymore, you know, life changes, or you just never know, right? You never know what you're going to wake up to the next day, so it's typically just I plan to play this as long as I can, as long as everything's fine his end and he can carry on like hosting and Jagate stay away and whatever else. Exactly. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. It's, God forbid anything happens, but I'm just saying in general that you never know, do you? What's the best RCXP in free to play right now? Fires? I think so, yeah. I looked at my screen then, God, when you said a Genie. I instantly looked up at the screen instead of looking at the chat. You just got one. Money making worth it now, or just grind skills and get money when members comes out? I mean, you're going to need a little bit of money when members comes out, depending on what your stats are and if you plan to buy a dragon longsword and things like that. So, I mean, yeah, just keep a little bit of cash. I'd say if you could keep a steady like 250k to go into members with, I feel like that would be more than enough to get you started in members. To like buy a dragon long and then maybe some members type supplies, I don't know. But yeah, like 250k would be more than enough to get you set up. Obviously, a Dragon Long's 100k, I think, or something along them lines. I was planning to have around 2 mil to 2.5 mil by members, but everyone has crashed. Yeah. Obviously, lore runes are crashing right now, and I'm a little bit panicky now because I have a lot of lore runes that I've got from Moss Giants, so I don't know if they're going to go up or if I'm going to have to sell them for less. But yeah, I don't know. Look. I mean, there is long travels, but there's just also not a lot of teleports also at the same time. Obviously, with the addition of the members areas, there is more teleports. I'm trying to sell them really for like between 480 to 500, what I've been selling them for previously. I don't want to hold 600 going into members. I didn't ever plan to hold them. I've just got them from Moss Giants, and now I'm kind of hoarding them because I have them. I didn't buy them as a merch. I've just gained them from Moss Giants. So whatever I sell them for, it doesn't matter because I've not lost any money on them because they're just from Moss Giants anyway. But yeah. Anyone here in the market for a juicy adamant plate, buddy? I don't know. Is anyone 30 defense right now and needs an adamant plate? In the chat. But yeah, whatever I sell the lore runes for, I haven't made a loss, so it doesn't make a difference. It's not the end of the world. Even if I have to end up selling them for 450 or whatever, if they keep crashing, I'll sell them. I've not lost anything. I've only gained. Would like to sell them for 480 to 500 though, because it was nice selling them for that price. More money's better, right? For some reason, it feels like a lot of people are selling them at the moment. Maybe I'll wait a couple of days and put my listing up again. But I think I'll hold them till I get 80 defense, see what the price is, and then I'm trying to sell them for 480, so if I get 480 randomly throughout the next week or so, I'll just try and get rid of them that way. I'm keeping my natures, I'm not selling my natures. I've got a lot of arrows from Moss Giants too. 1 in 8k D-Stone, Fire Giant, best method for D-Stone jewelry introduction. It'll probably be the crystal keys. You'll have to get loop halves and the other half of the key, make the key, and then it gives you a Dragonstone in Tavali, I believe. So yeah, there'll be Dragonstones coming in from the crystal keys. You might get lucky and get a gem from Fire Giants, but very rare, I suppose. You got more chance of getting the loop halves and the other halves of the key, tooth halves. I'm not entirely sure the best monster to kill that drops them. Yeah. They're on the rare drop table, aren't they? But I think they're rare. They're not as rare as the Dragonstones. So you should passively just get keys that you can make full keys and then sell the Dragonstones. Or sell the keys themselves, depending on what the key prices are. I don't think many other things in the chest is worth money though, so you probably just get the D-Stone out of it and then sell the D-Stone. I imagine they'll be going for quite a bit on like the first week as well. It'll be the initial investment of getting the Ring of Wealth, won't it? So if you've got the crafting level, what is the crafting level to make a Ring of Wealth? Anyone know off the top of their heads? Yeah, Brandon, it does have the bonus. From what I understand, anyway. 80 for the Ring of Wealth? So yeah, it'd be a case of buying the Ring of Wealth, I guess, because most people ain't going to have that level. Ring of Wealth's going to be expensive, like, for the first week. No, it is 55. Oh, that's fine then. Thank God for that. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I can make my own ring, so I haven't got to worry about it. I've just got to get myself the crystal key. I just need to get my first crystal key and then I'm golden, really. Yeah, 100%. You'll want the Ring of Wealth first, because you'll profit off selling the Dragon Stones as well if you get more crystal keys and whatever, yeah. But yeah, depending on what price a Dragonstone's going for, I might just buy a Dragonstone as soon as I can, and then just make my own Ring of Wealth and try and get more Dragonstones from the crystal keys. Because I'm probably going to want a Ring of Wealth while I'm killing the blue dragons, because it has the rare drop table. Doesn't the dragons have the rare drop table as well for the tooth halves and whatever, yeah? So it's going to make sense to get a Ring of Wealth before I start my blue dragon grind. I'm sure it has the... It drops the key, they drop the key halves, don't they? The blue dragons or something. At least key halves anyway. And tooth halves. Loops from greens. If I open the loot shade application, I should be able to see. Have a look. Blue dragon. It says jewel. Does jewel... I'm guessing jewel means rare drop table at a 3.91% chance. There's no differences to the rare drop tables as they since like old school RuneScape. Drops. So yeah, it has the rare drop table, it has the loop halves and the tooth. Also has the shield left half, so you have a chance of getting that as well. Where in the Ring of Wealth, it should be a 1 in 6,240 chance of getting the left half. So that could be interesting. If I plan to kill a few thousand blue dragons, I actually have a chance of getting the shield piece myself without having to buy it after Legends comes out. I'm guessing we can't get that shield piece though, and like we can't get that until Legends comes out anyway, because it won't be on the drop table, will it? Until Legends is out. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, gods. I don't think you'll be able to get the drop until it comes out, so we haven't really got to worry about that too much right now. So yeah. You can get the shield left half before Legends, just not the other half as it's sold by the store. Ah. I suppose that'd be worth confirming with Pizzazz though, in case it's not on the drop table, because of it not being out. Just for complete, just so we know 100%. Because then you could just keep the shield left half until Legends comes out. I mean, was the other side of the shield on the drop table before Legends was even introduced into? Oh no, because it would have came on release, wouldn't it? Legends. Because obviously they wouldn't have been missing the quest. They would have released it in May. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen. Pizzazz super busy. He's probably done with the podcasts and that for now. He's got a lot to think towards. It's just not finished, Max. There's a lot to it. There's a lot that they have to code with it, and there's parts that are missing that they're having to figure out and do and fix. I think there's a lot of naggly bits with it. So it will be coming. They're just busy working on it, and it's not fully finished. Any suggestions on good money makers currently in free to play? Rune Essence is a really good one. Cowhides is a really good one. Members isn't delayed. No, there's just Legends Quest is delayed. That's it. Are you getting logged out with the AFK timer gods? Mining S, Coal, Running Airs, Killing Dark Wizzies, Cowhides, Lobsters, yeah. Horse Choker, I think you might be watching the stream on a bit of a delay, my dude. Yeah, I was going to say. Welcome, by the way. It's 5 seconds before I clicked. Well, I wouldn't know then. Maybe it's just a little bit of a lag issue. Or you could have walked to a tile that it didn't like and it force logged you. I don't know. There has been a few people that have walked into the same direction a few times and been logged out every time. So I don't know if you can try and test walking the same way again and see if it logs you out again. So I think someone was having that issue where they was logging in to a certain area, walking and couldn't instant logged out, and it was something to do with the server cache. Because I had to clear the server cache. But I don't know if it's the same issue, it might not be. But yeah. So they're some pretty good money makers. Welcome, by the way, Bart. I'd say your two most chill starter money makers in free to play right now, if you don't really care, is Cowhides and Mining Essence. They're super chill and you haven't got to think too much about it, and it's good cash too. Some of the best cash. Or yeah, Running Airs is also another one, but you don't gain any levels doing that, so it's up to you. I'd say gaining levels is pretty important at the start as well, because he'll have no GP to start off with, will he? Running Airs to buy essence or whatever. I heard if you're in a trade screen, with items in and you get a genie, the interface of the skill XP select overrides the trade and it closes it. You lose the items you loaded in the trade. I don't know about that. I've heard that people were stalling people in a trade screen and then hoping the genie would spawn their items on the floor. Obviously trying to hold them in a trade screen whilst they know they've got a genie, and then hoping the genie spawns their items on the floor. Because obviously it's a 50-50% chance whether it spawns them on the floor or notes you and teleports you. Right, guys, I've also got to head out. I just realised that it's 4 o'clock, well, nearly 4 o'clock UK time. So I have got to head out. I appreciate you you guys for watching again. Some crazy numbers. Really enjoying the stream. Appreciate it, Bart. But yeah, I have got to bounce. I appreciate you all for watching again. 45 viewers again in the stream. I will be doing some longer streams soon. It's just I got some bits I got to take care of. But yeah, I'll catch you guys through. I'll probably be live on Sunday again now. And then I'll be live through the week as well. So the next stream will probably be Sunday. So take it easy, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Enjoy the gains and happy scaping. Peace. If you haven't subscribed already, by the way, consider subscribing. Catch you later, guys. Peace, peace, peace.